All right, guys. Our next guest is a multiple-time world champion. She's a former Strikeforce champion, a current Invicta champion. She'll be making a promotional debut at UFC 198 against Leslie Smith. We're very excited to welcome back Cris Cyborg Justino to Submission Rated. Cris, welcome back to the program. How's it going today?
I'm great. Thank you for a big opportunity to talk about my life and my career.
No, it's all our pleasure. Now, you've had a very successful career in Strikeforce, Elite XC, and recently Invicta. How does it feel, and what does it mean to you to finally be in the UFC?
The first thing, I think a big opportunity for me, some news fans don't know about me, because if you figure out now the new fans just think about UFC, don't think about Strikeforce before, Elite XC, and I think it'll be an opportunity for the people to know me a little bit more.
Was it always an important goal of yours to end up in the UFC? And if you had retired as the Invicta champion, having never fought in the UFC, would you have been satisfied with your career?
Something I really have about my career, because I never have to be in UFC for people to know me. If you go any place in Brazil, in the world, and they ask Cyborg, everyone knows Cyborg, and because I did hard work, because before I never have it behind me some big promotion like UFC. It's easy when you fight UFC and people know you everywhere, because UFC help you promote you, And, before this, I was fighting Invicta, and I still fight Invicta, defend my belt, but I never think about I have to be a promotion making me. I think you have to make the best inside the promotion, and the big opportunity is coming. You just have to wait, you have patience, train.
Well, you haven't fought in Brazil in almost 10 years. How happy were you when you found out that you'd be making your UFC debut, not only in your home country, but in your hometown of Curitiba?
I felt very blessed, because this is a big opportunity for me. And I think 10 years ago, I did my first fight in Brazil, and all my fans still follow my career, and now I will fight there. Will be my first fight UFC in Brazil, in my city. I think I feel so special. I think I have to train so hard. This is motivated me, training for me can do great fights, for everyone deserves for this opportunity to have in my life.
For sure. Now, when you pictured your UFC debut for many years, did you ever expect that it would be against Leslie Smith, or did you picture somebody else?
I never choose opponent. I always, if you have someone for me fight, I'm ready for the fight. And I learned this from my gym, shooter box. And, Leslie, I think is a great fighter, and I think I very respect her, because she's accepted the fight, and they have a lot of fighters don't accept fight me 140.
Well, the UFC originally wanted to make your debut fight against Holly Holm, and Holly's manager explained to the Albuquerque Journal that they weren't interested in that fight. Are you disappointed that Holly turned down the fight?
I think this last fight, she loses this fight. I think she has to figure out everything, her trainings, and I respect. You cannot make fighter get a challenge. I think if you want to challenge yourself, you accept. I think if then have a plan for Holly, and maybe she want to be champion 135 again, and maybe no, I think she wants to be champion again, and she get her Fox. But if you maybe make superfight 140 for the fans, if she thinks it's a great idea for her, but I think she's getting Fox now because she wants to be champ again. I respect this, and maybe other opportunity, I'm open for this, I can defend my belt 145, and they'll be open for fight 140.
Sure. And just while we're talking about you and Holly, that obviously is a super fight that the fans would like to see. If Holly did accept that fight, with her striking accomplishments and your striking background, how do you think that fight would have gone? How do you see that fight playing out?
I think it'd be a really nice fight. I love fight be stand-up. Everybody think I don't have a ground game, but man, I'm a brown belt jiu-jitsu, and I'm Brazilian jiu-jitsu, train a lot of jiu-jitsu. And I really like jiu-jitsu, but I like how excited my fans and all the fans like the strike fight. And the two people, striker and fight stand-up, I think everybody loves this fight like this. And I think me and Holly will be excited fight. I think it can be a fight of night, because she great stand-up, and I like this stand-up. It'll be a nice fight.
Mm. Now, you've already faced some of the best girls at 145. Do you feel that Leslie is on the same level as your past competition?
Leslie, if you watch her fights, she's a very tough girl. She's accept challenge, and I respect all my opponents. And I think if she's want to fight me because she's already want to fight me. Doesn't matter. I think she just heard I say I want to fight Cyborg, and it doesn't mean she know already. I think she know already. She know be step with me in the cage.
What do you think? What is it that makes Leslie dangerous and makes her a dangerous opponent, in your opinion?
I think she courage because everyone say no one fight me, and she say no, I want to fight Cyborg, and very respectful too because she told me, Chris, maybe I will fight together because I know her. I said, man, really nice, and she said, I know it's big dream, it'll be UFC, and I want to be part of this. And we can make nice fight. And I think she's great, and she's had big heart, and all the fights her always go for points because she don't give up, and she's walk straight. And I think she can be dangerous because she's striker, and she not quick. She likes to fight.
Well, Leslie has shown a lot of respect towards you. She also mentioned that the two of you sparred together in the past, and because of that, she feels confident in fighting you. What can you tell us about those sparring sessions between you and Leslie?
I was training my gym, and she showed up, and I know her coach from Shooter Box, and she said, I would like to make sparring. I have fight. And he did a great sparring, everybody, I think, really cool, and with different division, and I should say you help me getting, motivated, getting me experience, and looks like me, man, I like find other things for me can have experience for getting better MMA, and I don't know, I think she really like this fight together, she think we can make great fight.
I'm curious, Chris, how long ago was that? How long ago did you guys train and spar together?
Maybe 2012.
Okay, so about 4 years ago. Those sparring sessions, when you think back on them, you versus Leslie, do they give you any extra confidence against her?
You have to train every day, my game, everyone know my game, I want to call her, I want to KO her, and if I have opportunity to go submit, I go submit. And of course, you're getting better in 4 years, me or her.
And in those 4 years ago, who got the upper hand in those sparring sessions? When you think back to it, who sort of dominated the other person in those sessions?
I don't know. I don't know this question. You go watch this next fight, and you can see what's getting better,
All right, sure. I'm just wondering, have you, when you sort of think back to her 4 years ago, have you had a chance to study her much, and did you get a chance to watch her latest fight against Rinda Kai?
I watched her last fight, in Australia, and she's good, and she won the points, and I'll be ready for any situation. I'll be ready. I cannot. My team study my opponent. I just worry about what I want to do with her in the octagon, And my team study her, and we train. I think you did it 4 years ago. It's done. I think we train just for help her and for her fight, and this is done. Now we fight is May 14th. We be in different sites.
Now, your last 3 fights have ended in first round. Are you anticipating another first round KO?
You never think you want to lose. You want to win the fight first round. You have to be ready for all the rounds. And I think this fight, I think it'll be 3 rounds. I always fight 5 rounds, and I'm ready for do the 3 rounds. If it happened, you win before, it's blessed. If not, we'll be ready for war, 3 rounds.
Now, the other thing, Chris, this will also be the first time that you're making the cut to 140 pounds. Considering the ban on IVs, how tough are you expecting this cut to be?
This is my second time I make 140. My first fight I did in USA, I make 140 against Shayna Baszler.
Right.
And this is my second cut. And, now I work with my nutrition almost 2 years. and because we work a lot about 135, but to be take out the 35 table, and now just to be super fight 140 and keep my division. And I think you now you really very well. We almost 2 years training, and I think I'll be okay. I think it's a big challenge for me, of course, because for me cut to 145 is really hard, and I think it'll be 40 and it'll be easy. But man, I accept this fight, I accept this challenge, and I like challenge. I think I would be aware to make nice fight.
Well, it's obviously still a way away, but just wondering, what kind of weight are you walking around now in your training?
This is cannot say secret.
All right, top secret, no worries. Well, we spoke to Brian Stann, who is friends with your nutritionist George Lockhart, and he believes that you can make 135 pounds, but one of the things he believes is holding you back is the uncertainty of getting consistent big fights. Is that true? And if the UFC guaranteed you regular big fights at 135, would you be more likely to cut to 135, or is that completely off the table?
No, we really, in my last fight, I would say I don't drop 135. It's too much for me. I make 140, super fight, and I keep my division 145.
Mm-hmm.
I just make it big fights if you be 140, And this has never happened. When you were champion, you clean your division, you go up. But because I don't have any option for go 155, I'm go 5 pounds, and it'll be a big challenge for my career and for me and my team. And I go for 140 for make super fight. But I don't think I will be 135, and I really have a lot of struggle for make 145, and the 140 will be big challenge and at the end of the challenge.
Sure. If for whatever reason the UFC or even Invicta had a 155 division, would that be something that you'd be interested in, going up to 155 where the cut would be a lot easier?
Of course, tomorrow. If they have 155, we fight tomorrow. Don't have to cut away. We fight tomorrow. It'll be amazing. It'll be amazing. Of course, I'll be open for 155, and I never had this opportunity. For me, it'll be amazing.
Now, last year you said that you wanted to retire in 3 years so that you can have babies and start a family. Is that still the case? Will you still retire in 3 years, or do you think that because you're now in the UFC, you may want to stick around a bit longer?
I'm in fight almost 10 years, 11 years, and I never fight about money. And I fight because I love this job, and I know when you love your job and you work hard, and God will bless you. And this is dream. I want to be I have a kid, and I'm 30 now. In 3 years, I'll be 33, and this plan is still happen. It's still going on in my mind. But have a lot of things before you get a kid. You have to marry. You have to, it's a lot of things going on. It's not just to have a kid. But this is a dream. It's still in my heart. And I think when you're getting 30. This dream come more close than be world champ, other division. I think it's really different when I never have a kid, but I have one niece. She look like my kid. She's my look like stepdaughter, and I take care of her young, and I feel so love her. I love so much. I cannot explain. And I think it be champion award, other belt, or any money, pay the love you have someone, come from you. And I don't know. This dream keeps my heart.
It's interesting because obviously the whole possibly having a 155 division in the UFC, that might take some time. So if you are at a sort of crossroads between becoming the UFC 155 champion or starting a family, you're saying that you'll probably go the road of the family?
It's for have a kid, it's 1 year, man. It's not so much. It's 1 year. Already in my career, I stay maybe. In my career, I was 10 years or 11 years fight, but every 2 years, I think I stay 4 years in my career between 10, no fighting, because no fight opponent for me, and don't have event. I don't think change anything. If I stop 1 year for have a kid and come back fight, I think it'll be a big deal. I can do this because all my career happened this a lot of times. And always I come back train, and I'm a champ still,
Yeah, I was going to say, you are a multiple-time world champion in other organizations, such as Invicta and Strikeforce, but the UFC, they don't have a featherweight division, so there's no belt for you to go after. What exactly is your goal in the UFC, and what are you looking to achieve with your UFC run?
I think it would be a super fight for my fans, super fight for me, and I don't want to leave my division. I want to keep 145. I want to keep world champ, defend my belt, and after this fight, I would my belt Invicta. And I think it's a big challenge and opportunity for me if I was UFC 140.
So you will be going back to Invicta after this fight. You'll still be defending your title. Is that right?
Yes.
Have you thought much about what you would want to do next? After this fight against Leslie Smith, would you want to go back to Invicta, or would you prefer to sort of have fights in the UFC? Because it seems like you've already achieved all there is in Invicta. What do you think your next fight would be? Because we heard that you might want to fight potentially at the Madison Square Garden show later on in the year.
Of course I can. I'm still world champ. I have to defend my belt, and UFC opened the door, or Invicta opened the door for me, helped me, and I don't want to leave the event. I don't want to defend my belt because the place have respect, they have my division. Of course, I will fight UFC 140, and if I have opportunity to fight UFC again, okay, I can fight, of course, 140, but I don't want to leave my division, and if I'm your champ, I cannot leave my division 145, and because UFC don't have my division, why I leave one place I have my division? And if I can make super fight, I will. I don't want to leave Invicta. I want to defend my belt, my next fight.
Well, for many years, your name has been linked to Ronda Rousey, and people have talked about a super fight between the two of you. Now that she's lost her title, is that fight still as important to you, or would you prefer to face the current champion in Miesha Tate?
Ronda Rousey, before, when she started training, I'm a world champ, and she started training, she started talking about me, and she make this game, say want to fight me, and when I say want to fight her, she run the division. Before she's my division, she go 135. And, I don't know if she should come back fight after Holly Holm fight. But it's really normal when you lose a win, you're fired. You don't need to be behind the pillow, same she did. But, I can fight her anytime, just she has to accept the weight. She cannot be just 135, and if you want to challenge yourself, you can fight 140. She said this because she want to run from me a long time, and I think it's a very big fight people want to watch. I think all the fans want to watch this fight, just because me and her are a great fighter, but because she likes to speak so much.
So if it was a choice between fighting Miesha Tate or Ronda Rousey, are you saying you'd still pick Ronda Rousey?
Yeah, I think Miesha can wait a little bit.
Miesha Tate expressed in Brisbane in Australia that she's open to a super fight with you. Recently, you were both in the movie Fight Valley together. What's your relationship with Tate like, and what's your opinion of her as the new UFC bantamweight champion?
Miesha, if you watch her career, she's a very inspirational girl because she tried be a champ 2 times, and she don't give up. She's training. She getting better, and she world champ now. And I very respect her. I met her a long time ago, and I follow her career. We have a good relationship, and make me happy. She says she wants to challenge herself. She's a step fight, and I believe she don't have any problem. She said I don't have nothing to lose, and fight Cyborg. If I win, okay. If I lose, she other division. And maybe, if you think, maybe 1/5, but if you lose, I have nothing to lose. But, I think it's a great opportunity for make a super fight. If she's open, this is amazing. We can make amazing fight. And I respect this. I like it when you like challenge the fighters, like challenge itself. And when you were champ, the right way, when you clean your division, go up and fight somebody else heavy. I don't know,
Well, there's a lot of criticism from fans about Miesha Tate fighting Amanda Nunes at UFC 200. What do you think of the matchup, and do you think it should have gone to Holly Holm instead?
I don't know. I think if before Verdun fight Cain Velasquez, and Cain Velasquez lose, and everybody want to make a rematch, and this rematch not happened because Cain Velasquez hurt, and now McGregor we rematch Nate Diaz. And Nate Diaz submit him, bad, and everybody watched this fight. And he's having a rematch, I think, UFC 200. And I don't know why Holly Holm cannot have her rematch with Miesha Tate. You know, I understand. Then say, why fight Amanda Nunes? I understand Amanda Nunes, she's in the line. I think she's in the line long time before Ronda Rousey. I think she's in the line. I think Ronda have to make more fight before fight Miesha.
Yeah.
And because I think what's her name again? Forget. Leoa, Amanda. She waited for the belt a long time. I think it's a big deal for her. But I think Holly Holm deserves the rematch.
I'm just wondering, Cris, obviously you're fighting Leslie Smith at UFC 198. That's the fight that you've got. When you spoke to the UFC originally, was there a possibility that you would fight Miesha Tate at UFC 200? Was that a fight they offered you at all?
You know, about UFC 200 be July,
Yeah.
I don't know if I fight July or UFC 200 because it'll be very close to my fight. I will fight May 14th. And
but
I don't think it will happen. Maybe New York, maybe, but I think July 200 is too close. I will fight 198 and 2.
Before the Leslie Smith fight was confirmed, did they offer you Miesha Tate at all?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, speaking of...
They're not offering for me. They're not offering for me the names.
Okay.
Then try to find somebody for me fight. Nobody say, Holly, Miesha, fight. No, nobody say anything. Say, okay, have Leslie, we'll want to fight you. Nobody giving me names for me can choose who I want to fight.
Are you at all concerned about, after beating Leslie, having trouble finding an opponent after that? Because it seems like a lot of the girls in the UFC aren't really willing to fight you at that weight.
Because this I will keep my division, you know. This is not my job, make the girls fight me 140. I think this is UFC job. UFC didn't have contract with UFC. If UFC want to make super fight, then have to talk to her, the girls, and make some super fight happen. This is no. I know in my hands, you know, my hands just be ready for the fight.
Yeah. And Cris, we really appreciate your time. We'll let you go in just a moment. Just a couple more questions. Just wondering, does a part of you wish that Ronda Rousey had beaten Holly and kept her belt? Because then there's a good chance it would be you versus Ronda Rousey at UFC 200.
You know, I don't think if Ronda be a champ 135 again, I think she's still run from me. I think she'll be big skills. I want to fight her just 135. I think she will be the same. Don't change. And maybe she's fight, I don't know, but I think she should be world champ again. I think she will still run for me. Or maybe not. Right. Or maybe she's going to challenge herself and stop talking and do something in octagon side.
All right. Well, for now, your opponent is Leslie Smith. So, Cris, we have to get the official prediction from you. How are you beating Leslie at UFC 198?
You know, I want to win, and doesn't matter what I'm doing. If I submit or KO her, but everybody know my style, and I like KO, and I will try my best for KO her.
Excellent. Well, the fans are happy to hear that, because I think when they think Cris Cyborg, they think KOs. And Cris, before we let you go, we know you're in the process of writing a book. Tell the fans, what can they expect from this book, and when will it be coming out?
I do know. I want to say, the people want to sponsor me too for this fight 198. You can go my website, chriscyborg.com, and you explain how you can sponsor me. I think the last opportunity will be tomorrow. And about my book, I'm doing a book with George Lockhart, my nutrition. And because for my nutrition, for George, I think work with me is a big challenge for him because this is big cut. And I'm a really big girl. And, you know, this book, we make a lot, ask for the question for people on Facebook. And the other girls, the guys have any questions, send to us. And we make one book. And they explain about food, explain for the girls, especially girls have to cut weight. And we hold more water. You know, girls hold more water than guys. It's more harder for you to take off the water. And when you period, it's really hard. And I can understand this, and he understands you too, because he worked with me almost 2 years. And you'll be for help the girls cut weight and normal girls too do other sports want to be healthy and be in shape. I think it'll be amazing book, and I'm very excited for work with George.
Excellent. Yeah, sounds like it's going to be a great read. You mentioned sponsorships for UFC 98. I'm just wondering, Cris, what kind of capacity will those sponsors be? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the octagon, you'll be wearing Reebok, correct?
Yeah, we ride the Reebok, but we make the camp for 198. We make special. We make like a documentary, and we talk about show a little bit, show my training, show a couple things in my life, and beginning my career. You're like a big movie, and if people want the opportunity for being in the movie with me, you can sponsor. You can send an email for Cris Cyborg MMA gmail.com, and you can send an email. You can have an opportunity for being in the show with me. I think it'll be really nice, and it will show me all my work and show my life. And because UFC it's big, UFC 98 is a big dream coming true, and I think everyone you can watch my step by step I did it for be there.
There you go, guys. Well, don't forget to check out Cris taking on Leslie Smith at UFC 198 on May 14th. It'll be May 15th here in Australia due to the time difference, and the card is very stacked. Also featuring fights such as Damian Maia versus Matt Brown, Shogun versus Corey Anderson, Anderson Silva versus Uriah Hall, Jacare versus Vitor Belfort, and Fabrizio Verdun versus Stipe Miocic for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. You can also follow Cris on Twitter at Cris Cyborg. Cris, again, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. We really appreciate it.
Welcome. Thanks so much. I'm sorry I'm in English, but I get it learning every day, and I appreciate all my fans, and God bless us.